I think interviews need to be longer, and a lot of people don't like that thought of mine. Because you're right.
Mike is 100% right with this point. And I want to share a story from a couple of years ago when I was involved in recruitment about a company that really wanted to move through the process too quick. I was working with one of the largest CPG companies in the nation, and they were doing a sales reorganization. And so they had a lot of change in their upper sales management. They had a change with the VP of sales and then a ton of senior directors. And they were looking for a senior director to help run their operations in the Pacific Northwest, to manage some of their biggest accounts and to drive more business. I asked them what companies they wanted to hire people from, and I got a really strong candidate from one of their dream companies. The candidate was really, really savvy, had great experience, had even worked with some of the clients that they were looking to break into, so they were an ideal fit. Now, we're talking about a $250,000 a year job for the base. So it was a high level sales job, lots of management, lots of really, really large accounts. Initially, I had the conversation with the candidate. She was super excited about the position, really excited about working at the company, and felt like it was going to be a great change for her. I said, great, they want to move fast, and so we set up an interview with one of the VPs the next day, and it was a half an hour Zoom call. And then the VP said, you've got to meet my boss. And so she met with the COO of the company, and that was a half an hour meeting. And he said, well, you've got to meet with the CEO, and then that was a half an hour meeting. And literally, they did 3 half an hour Zoom meetings in the space of 4 days. Sounds great, right? They moved super quick. It was really, really efficient. Wrong. It was too fast. She said that she had a ton of questions that they didn't answer. She had questions about past management, what the plan was for the future, and she didn't get to ask any questions. So in an effort to move really, really fast and efficiently, they forgot that people need to process big moves. Again, this was a high-level position. There were a lot of moving parts, and this candidate was already in a good position. So this is a big life move for her. And she just said she didn't have the time to process, and then it also was a big red flag to her because she was like, if they're willing to move this fast without really knowing anything about me, they must be in a bad situation. Now, like I said, they had just had a big reorg, so a lot of these people in these positions were new, and I don't think they had really planned out the full interview and what they were looking to accomplish and even the position. So the candidate was right in some ways. It was a big red flag. So she backed out. So I think the lesson here is, yes, you want to have a really structured interview and you want to move efficiently, but you also want to make sure that you're giving opportunities for candidates to get their questions answered and to make sure that they feel confident that they're making the best move. It's not just about moving fast. Now, on the flip side, if you're running people through an 18-step process, you're getting it completely wrong because you don't want to run people through endless hoops. So there's a fine balance. But I believe if you have a structured interview process, if you're clear in the questions you're asking and the answers that you're looking to find, and you're able to work through this process in a reasonable amount of time, I think that you can nail the interview process really, really quickly. But it takes planning, strategy, and good execution.